Hey YouTube, it's Charlie from Reader Turned Writer. Today I am looking back at the goals that I set in October and looking forward to the goals that I am setting in November. I do have a bullet page for this, of course, and I am doing it a little bit different this month. I am kind of changing the way that I set goals after rereading Atomic Habits and realizing that I want to make small but consistent changes rather than setting big giant goals that I'm trying to reach every month. So I will talk about that more in my bullet page, and so I'll just jump over there real fast. So you might notice that this page is a little bit different from my previous goal videos because I have decided to change the way I set goals. I will still have my 3 categories, writing, reading, and YouTube, but within those categories I'm organizing things a bit differently. After reading Atomic Habits by James Clear again, I want to focus on small changes to my habits and systems and make slow and steady progress in more areas of my life rather than trying to push myself to reach giant goals that will simply burn me out. I'm a big believer that slow and steady almost always beats super fast and then nothing. To do that, I will have a main goal that I'm heading towards. This will give me a direction and keep me looking ahead, but I won't have a goal for like the timeline of when I want to finish that goal. That goal will just be the thing that I am heading towards. Then I will have systems or habits in place that will get me closer to that overall goal through small steps. These will be broken down as small as possible, usually daily. The more often you do a habit, the faster it becomes non-conscious, meaning that you can do it without it taking a lot of your decision-making energy, and once it's non-conscious, then you are more likely to continue doing it consistently. Then I want to look at my system or habits and see if they have me on a positive or negative trajectory. From there, I will decide if I will continue what I'm doing or make changes. Sometimes I will need to simply maintain habits, while at other times I will be able to start making progress in an area. Or there might be times when I am not going in the direction that I want to and need to make a course correction. I am trying to be careful that I don't add too many habits at once so that I can make lasting changes. My goal here is long-term, consistent, small changes that will make a big difference in the long term. I'm also trying to make more areas of my life small and consistent actions rather than doing everything at once and then needing a few days to do nothing because I burnt out, which is something that I naturally tend to do. On to the actual goals. My first goal category is writing. The main goal I'm working towards right now is finishing the outline for my Cinderella retelling. I finished the backstory scenes last month, as well as filling out all of the Save the Cat beats for my character arcs. My next step is to outline scene by scene. I've never done this before, but I think it will be beneficial to me as I'm writing my first draft because first drafting is my least favorite part of the writing process. I have a secondary writing goal with my Rapunzel retelling. My next step with that project is to finish editing the book so I can have it ready for beta readers. My current writing habit is to write in the morning. If I wake up on time at 6:30, I write before my girls wake up. If not, I write directly after breakfast. This works really well for me. If I decide to write later in the day, it literally never happens. I am currently on a positive trajectory with writing. I have gotten in the habit of working on my writing projects a little bit every day, even if it's a tiny bit. And if I continue to do that, in 5 years, I'll have made a lot of progress both in terms of my writing quality and in the quantity of what I have written. However, I know I can do better. Right now, I work on writing for a very small amount of time each day, and I would like to increase the amount of time. Right now, the change I'm trying to make is to set a timer for 30 minutes. This last month, I did this sometimes, but other times I would do something easier like work on my outline instead of writing a backstory scene and not set the timer. I want to get to the point where I am setting a timer every day, even if I'm not actually writing words, so that I am working on my books for 30 minutes. Part of the reason I had a hard time sticking with the 30-minute timer last month was my attempt to do a monthly writing vlog. I don't think I'm ready to do that yet. I felt like if I was going to time my writing, I needed to get footage of myself writing, and that just takes more conscious effort than simply sitting down to write because you have to set up the phone, you have to film all the different stuff, and then talk about your work or what you've been doing and stuff. And it's just more conscious effort, and I'm not ready for that. I need to establish my 30 minutes of writing rather than having days where I only write a couple paragraphs or write for 20 minutes or whatever. And to do that, I need to only focus on my writing. Because I've been writing every day, even just a little bit, for almost 2 years now, setting the timer doesn't feel like too big of a change for me, as long as I'm not trying to do the vlog as well. Although I have already filmed all of October, so you can look for that vlog later this month. I would eventually like to add other habits that increase the time that I'm writing, such as set times to think about my book during the day, like while I'm making breakfast or something, or maybe even add a time later to edit where I can have my mornings be writing new words and then edit in the afternoon or something like that. But like I said before, I want to be careful that the changes I'm making are small enough that I continue to do them. Once my 30 minutes of writing is non-conscious, then I will look at making another small change until eventually I am working on my book the amount of time that I want to, and maybe even be able to do writing vlogs. My second category is reading. My main goal is to read between 10 and 15 books. I have 10 as a minimum because that is the amount that I feel I really want to read, and I have 15 books on my TBR. I currently have a lot of really good habits with reading. I almost always am listening to an audiobook, and I turn that on when I can, like when I'm cleaning or driving alone in the car. I also have a Kindle book that I am always reading on my phone on my Kindle app. When I go to my phone, rather than scrolling social media, I often go to Kindle and read in my book. This has become an even stronger habit since I've started logging out of Facebook when I'm done on it on my phone, so I don't go to Facebook mindlessly. If I open up Facebook, it's logged out, and then I remember, oh yeah, I don't want to go to Facebook, and then I can go to my book. I also have times that I often turn to reading, including in the afternoon when my kids are playing, after dinner when we're just relaxing as a family, or before bed. I also have Saturday mornings almost exclusively reserved for reading unless we have something like a birthday on that day. Because of this, I know that I will be able to read at least 10 books and might be able to get to all 15 on my TBR this month, depending on how busy the rest of it is. I also use my bullet journal to help me put together my TBR list in a way so that it will include all of the different categories I want to be reading from and help me break down my yearly goals into monthly goals. Like if I want to read 5 classics, then I can know how many classics to put into my monthly TBR. Well, it doesn't help me do all the categories because I have some that I would love to add, but I know that I can't read more right now, so I either have to change the categories or I'm not even sure what I will do. Each month, I want to read or be reading, even if I don't finish it, 3 books from my 2020 TBR list of 36, 1 reread, at least 1 classic, 1 historical fiction, 1 book that makes progress in a series that I've started, 1 writing craft book, 1 new release, 1 book written by an author tuber, 1 read aloud to my kids, and 1 ebook and 1 physical book that I've owned since January. This helps me to reach a lot of my yearly reading goals, like rereading books that I love, reading all of the books on my 2020 TBR list, reading books like classics and historical fiction that are not necessarily easy to turn to, so I might not pick them up as often if I didn't have them on my radar, reading aloud to my kids, which I absolutely love to do, supporting author tubers, and making sure that I'm reading all of the books that I own. That way I don't own them for too long without reading them. If you want to see more about that, you can check out my TBR video tomorrow. I am on a positive trajectory with reading currently. If I continue on this path, 5 years from now, I'll have read a lot of books that I wanted to, become a better person for the books that I have read, and be able to look back fondly at the time that I spent reading. My high TBR list also helps me to replace other bad habits like binging TV shows. Because I have so many books that I want to get to, and they are all really front and center, I guess, because of my TBR, then I am less likely to turn to a TV show rather than reading when I have free time. I am not currently going to make any changes to my reading habits because I am happy with how they are right now. My final category is YouTube. My main goal for YouTube is to upload 1 video a week. I don't have a habit as much as a system for YouTube. One thing that I do that makes it more manageable for me is to film and edit 1 month in advance. That way I am not scrambling to edit videos and upload them the day that they are supposed to go up. My system is, at the beginning of the month, I use my bullet journal to plan out what videos I would like to do. I list them out on my visual calendar so I can see exactly when I'm doing what. I do this on a Sunday morning during my weekly planning session, and I also like to take that time to think about different titles for my videos. Any that take more thought, like book reviews, I write an outline for on my computer, and I make a bullet page for my writing advice videos. Then I choose a couple days in the month to batch record my videos and take pictures for my thumbnails and all of that, and then transfer them all to my computer where I have a system for organizing them. Then throughout the rest of the month, I can work on editing the videos, which takes the most time, and getting them uploaded to YouTube. The only videos that don't fit into the system are my wrap-up videos at the beginning of the month, which I have to film right before I upload them because I have to wait and see like what books I read and what I thought of them, what I rated them, etc. I am currently on a positive trajectory with YouTube. I am still uploading videos. My subscriber count is growing slowly, and I am starting to just now figure out what content I actually want to be making and where I want my channel to go. Because I only recently started this monthly system rather than weekly, which is what I was doing before, and I was trying to upload more videos as well, and I honestly felt like I was drowning. So I made this change, and I am still trying to get it implemented exactly the way I want it to, so I'm not going to make any changes this month. I'm going to just continue trying to do what I'm doing and see how November goes. So those are my 3 categories, and that's what I'm trying to do for November. I would love to hear how you set goals, what your system is, or if you have any systems or habits that help you to achieve your bigger goals. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for lots of writing content. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you in the next one.